done this in a while. Hopefully it all goes well. Hello? Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Probably not, because I muted stream. Okay, am I audible now? I double muted it. There. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good enough for me. Alright. Alright. At everyone. Back for a short stream. Gonna try to finish E4AU for real this time. No camera. Too lazy. Alright, here we go. Return stream. The triumphant return. I am back after my hospital trip. Episode ADACHI. This is supposed to be an hour. So, when we're 3 hours in, we'll know I was fucking lied to. It can't be that long, though. Like, 1 hour? Look at all this. Look at this. This might not be an hour. This might be like 2 hours or something, but it can't be as long as the other episodes. I wonder if the reason that I'm only at 99% is the difference between the blue clear and the red clear and the yellow clear. Whatever. Well, that's a cozy jail cell for a serial killer. He's got a table, he's got a sink, a bathroom, he's got some privacy going on, he's got some art decorations, a futon, got some tatami. Crunch. My molars slowly crushed the hard lump of fiber, and knit my eyebrows at the first taste of lotus root in a long, long while.
Ugh, gross.
I scrape in some barley-filled rice as if to wash down the lotus root. Today's dinner consists of chikuzeni, full of vegetables. I also get some miso soup that's one step away from water, cucumber sukimono, and even an orange slice or two for dessert. He gets dessert! This is the cushiest jail cell? Oof, I want some sea urchin or eel. Yukiniko sounds good too. Or maybe some beef tongue served rare, covered in onion and marinated in a little lemon juice. You're in a fucking jail! When I fantasize about this, I grab another lotus root out of the bento pack with my chopsticks. I peer through the holes in the lotus root and my eyes meet those of the guards staring at me through the observation window.
Hurry up and eat!
Yeah, sorry.
I've been in jail for about 5 months now. I'm being held at the Prefectural Police HQ neighboring Inaba City as a suspect in the serial murders that take place in Yasu Inaba. 2 murders, plus abandoning a corpse, and a few other charges. Normally I'd be immediately prosecuted and transferred to a prison, but the police are having trouble with the supernatural cause of death being thrown into television. I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be assigned in the pain-in-the-ass case like this. Maybe it's not for me to say, being an ex-cop and all. After meal drowsiness hits me soon after, I lay down in the tatami mat. There's nothing to do in this empty cell, and just as I'm about to pass from consciousness into the beckoning slumber...
Number 82! Interrogation!
The voice of the guard outside pulls me back to the reality. Number 82? That's me. An interrogation this late in the day? Give me a break. I sigh in a way that the guide wouldn't see and slowly get up. The detective in charge leads me away, leaving my cell behind. It's been a while since I'd been called to the interrogation room. The stuffiness really seems to stress the spitefulness out of this room. That alone is enough to get me down. When I first got here, I gave them the whole truth. Since it was all over, I didn't plan to hide anything, and it'd be a pain if things get complicated. But obviously, proving you can kill people with magic isn't the kind of thing that can be demonstrated to an audience that isn't willing to listen. After going through some serious psych evaluations and all that crap, the interrogators weren't able to make any progress, so my jail life continued.
Here's some more things. Check them.
Oh my god, this is the ugliest dude. This looks a lot like the gourmet, but he's definitely too old because he's middle-aged. Today they want me to go over some evidence. I plop my ass down on the uncomfortable stool, and a young detective lines up several objects. Well, is he middle-aged or lost?
These are the 3 pieces of evidence.
Oh, there's 2 of them. This is a replicant gun that's been modified to fire real bullets. Is that possible? Oh yeah, that was in my closet. I bought this when I first joined the police force and was frustrated when I didn't get a gun right off the bat. And this, a digital audio player I won at New Year's bingo game, then tossed it somewhere and forgot about it. Where the hell did they find it? And that is a large flat-screen television. It's big enough to easily shove someone through, but I've never seen this TV before. In other words, it's irrelevant to this investigation. It's pretty damn evident that there's no evidence to find. I got nothing more to hide, and I've told them so. And yet, they managed to dig up more junk. They don't even realize they're wasting their time.
None of them are related to the case. I mean, I've said this many times before, but I've already told you everything.
Shut up! No back talk! Just check them all!
The detective pounds the table with his fist, probably in an attempt to intimidate me. Heh, what losers. My game's long been over. What good would it do to lie now? The reason you don't assemble a case against me is because you're idiots. And I have to sit here and waste my energy dealing with you morons. Why don't you use your head a little? Is he too far from anybody to just shove his fucking hand on the TV? That genuinely seems the fastest way to prove this. I make a show of pretending to look at the so-called evidence in the GAN, and the detective lights a cigarette.
Seriously, between Adachi and Dojima, is anyone in Inaba PD not a dumbass?
Dojima-san?
Ryotaro Dojima. You know him real well. Rumor has it his position at the station's shaky because of you. A real cop wouldn't have the balls to show his face at the station if one of his men got sent up for murder.
The detective with the cigarette blows some smoke in my face. I get this kind of treatment every day, and this is one of the less severe acts of hostility I face at that. Since I'm an ex-cop, the police are merciless when they interrogate me. On top of being in restraints from morning till night, if I start to doze off, I get some water to the face. The verbal abuse is constant. If I say something, I get yelled at. If I stay quiet, I get yelled at. It really impresses me how much energy they have. They're probably pissed at how long this case is taking them, but they can't blame me for their incompetence. Seeing that I don't have much power to move an eyebrow, the detective lights a second cigarette and laughs mockingly.
I felt sorry for him. So out of kindness, I told him during the investigation. I said, I'll make sure to dispose of your no-good man, so don't worry about that. And what does that bastard do? He suddenly grabs me by the collar. I almost ended up having to submit a written apology.
Talk about a blunder.
It ain't nothing to laugh about. What do you think he said, huh? He can settle matters for himself without me asking you to do it. What a bunch of shit to say about a killer.
Hearing that, I smile knowingly. Dojima-san's being a pain in the ass like he always is. I'm no longer a subordinate, just a complete stranger. He should cut off any ties to me, but instead he has to go and say that. Besides, isn't it backwards for a detective to be believing in a criminal? This cop's right. Seriously, he makes me laugh.
I'm done dealing with Hicks. Oh, I guess once you've been a police dick in the sticks that long, your morale's shot.
Everything he just said was terrible.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dojima snuffed a few himself. That must be where his men learned it.
Hey, some loyalty from Adachi. Look at that.
That's a funny joke.
Huh?
Although, aren't you the one with the quick fist? I heard rumors about you when I was on active duty. You punched a suspect in the face during an investigation. Got found out and covered it up, right? What a hero!
The detective's face gets redder and redder, even though I sound frivolous. My heart is
And
cold.
since then, you've made sure to only punch him in the gut, right? You sure know what you're doing, aiming to work at the Metropolitan PD.
You little... I ain't taking that kind of lip from a goddamn killer!
The chair is kicked out from under me, and I slam into the ground. Hey, it's that scene from Batman. The detective grabs me by the hair and roughly pulls my head up. Seeing the detective's face contorted with anger and humiliation is just hilarious.
If you don't want a good thrashing, then you better spill everything, you bastard!
He did.
Sir, you really shouldn't go any further.
The young detective steps in front of his superior, probably out of worry, but all he does is fluster. The younger one has no control over the other detective's movements.
Shut up! You don't get anything out of scumbags like him without getting your hands dirty. Watch and learn.
Excuse me. He punches me in the gut. He avoided my solar plexus. He must be used to hitting people. I choke back my stomach acid and
That
scoff.
wasn't nice. Isn't this against the Criminal Procedure Code?
Huh?
Criminal Procedure Code, Article 319. Forced confessions gained through torture and intimidation are inadmissible as evidence. Anything I tell you is invalid if you get your hands dirty. Didn't they teach you the basics in Police Academy? Oh, but I get it. You're stuck in the boonies like this because you can't even get the Criminal Procedure Code straight.
You little...
The detective's eyes open wide. Haha, I stepped on a landmine. He's probably gonna hit me again. I brace myself for it, but contrary to my anticipation, I'm not struck by a fist. Instead, I feel a cold steel barrel of a gun pressed against my temple. Oh, that's an escalation.
You must be Toru ADACHI. I wish to speak with you.
The atmosphere in this room suddenly becomes tense. I feel a chill run down my spine. He's not the same detective I was just talking to. He's someone else. I don't have any proof, but that's what my gut is telling
I'm
me.
sorry, but I must ask you to come with me. Enter the TV here. And to be clear, this is less a request than an order.
Whoa, what are you doing? There'll be hell to pay for pointing your gun at a detainee. You really need to calm...
Ah, yes. I'd forgotten we weren't alone. Get out of here.
Huh? What are you saying?
I said get out. I don't wish to make matters worse. And you don't wish to die, do you?
The detective slowly raises his arm and points the gun towards the corner in the ceiling. He fires, and the lens of the security camera in the room shudders to pieces, accompanied by an ear-splitting sound of gunfire. The young detective quivers and bolts from the interrogation room. Well, he made the right move. There's no point in making a show of justice if it's just gonna get you killed.
Now you've done it. So, who are you?
You'll find out when we meet. Enter the TV. You should still be able to do that.
So I guess they are in TV range. Then I really don't know why Adachi didn't just slap the fucking thing and go through it. Without changing expressions, he pushes the gun into my back. If I try to resist, he'll pull the trigger without hesitation. I can feel the danger in the air. Disobeying him would not be a wise plan now. I walk towards the TV that had been brought in as evidence. Before I can even start to struggle, I'm thrown into the television with unbelievable strength. I feel a strange floating sensation, as if gravity has been lost its hold on me entirely.
Just like old times.
Yeah, I know this feeling, and I know what's waiting for me at the bottom. What now? I sigh slightly as I fall head first. I was thrown into the school classroom enveloped in an uncanny atmosphere. There are chairs and desks lined up, textbooks on the shelf, and a blackboard, all that good stuff. But the walls are plastered with posters barricaded and tape labeled P1 Grand Prix strung up all over the place. Seriously, who made these things? Oh, God. I look at the blackboard, puzzled, and read the words Yasugami High School monthly events written upon it.
When I exited the TV, I found myself in a classroom.
Yasuhai is where the wannabe detectives go, huh? Yeah, of course this isn't the real school, but I get the feeling that they'll be showing up anytime now. Yeah, well, doesn't matter. The thing I need to worry about is that whoever called me here is somewhere in this school, too.
Seriously, I can't believe I'm called in here all of a sudden. Not even a cop anymore. Honestly, I'd rather be in prison.
Well, that said, if I go back, it'll be back to square one. That would be very annoying. Fine, I'll play along then. I was getting tired of dealing with those idiot cops
Well,
anyway.
I guess I'll go. Didn't think anything like this would ever happen again. Isn't there something wrong with this world? Who knows what'll happen next?
He's not wrong. I guess I'll start investigating from the top. I'll scratch my head and start making the door out of the classroom. I'm sure I'll find some evidence if I just start walking around. Wait a second. That's something Dojima used to say all the time.
Oh man, I've picked up the habit without realizing it. Look what you've done to me, Dojima-san.
Give me a break, Dojima-san. I roll my eyes as I leave the dark classroom. Okay, that was actually a pretty quick intro. 11%? Maybe this really will be done in an hour. This school is terrifyingly quiet world. After leaving the classroom, I take a stroll around the school. The empty school building is blurred in a dim light, making it all the creepier. And for some reason, it's become a complicated maze, as if the entire school had become a giant trap.
Man, whoever made this must be pretty twisted. Then again, who am I to talk?
I glance around and notice the walls and ceilings were bored through, as if something had crashed into them. I saw plenty of similar signs of damage on the way here. I neither know nor care what happened, but the violent scratches here tell a story of what happened. You know, holes through the wall would have been caused by Akihiko or Aigis. So it is really not clear what fucking canon story was P4A. At any rate, this is definitely not a peaceful place.
I'm starting to get sleepy.
I'm out of shape, my back is hurting. Let's get this over with and go back. I rub my tired eyes and climb up the nearest set of stairs.
Oh, what's behind door number 1?
There's just a single door at the end of this path. Normally this would be the way to the roof, but there's no telling where it goes in this crazy world. In any case, I guess I better take a look. Doesn't appear to be locked. I slowly open the door and a warm, moist wind blows in.
What in the world is this?
The scene before me is bizarre. A bunch of crosses are stuck into the ground with an eerily giant moon in the background. Close by, I can see the Moonlight Bridge bent like a spoon. Why do you know what that looks like? I definitely recognize it because I saw it more times than I would have liked to when I was in the city. Still. Oh, okay. So Inaba's like right fucking next to them. Oh yeah, I guess that's why they took the trip to Gakoken, huh?
Talk about some disturbing taste in decor.
This place feels like a set from a B-movie. Feels like zombies are going to attack me out of nowhere. Well, if I'm in the TV world and there are shadows here, I guess they don't look all that different. I take a look around the area while I'm thinking that. I sense a presence right behind me, and I instantly recognize that someone snuck up on me. You gotta be kidding. I may be crooked, but I was still a cop. I was paying attention to my surroundings, and someone still got a drop on me. I carefully turn around and see a young man standing there.
Welcome to his world. You must be Toru Adachi.
The young man spreads his arms in a welcoming gesture. He has impressively red hair and a sharp yet cold stare. He carries 2 odd-looking katanas and bears an X-shaped scar on his face. But above all, this extraordinary pressure he's giving off. It's the same feeling as what I felt in the interrogation room. He's the one who called me here, no doubt about it. Chills run down my spine in the face of this murderous intent. I keep a straight face and speak like I always do to hide my fear.
Are you the one that called me out? Seriously, I'd rather not.
I'll tell you who I am to thank you. I am Minazuki. Sho Minazuki.
The young man grins after he says that. I notice that he has a Yasuhai uniform tied around his waist. Does that make him a student here? He seems rather composed to be one. Those detective wannabe brats acted more their age.
Huh? And what does this Minazuki-kun want with me? If you don't have any business in particular, I'd really like to head back.
Whether or not I explain myself to you will be decided right now.
In the blink of an eye, his katana is pointed at my throat. Hey man, what gives? He's the one who wanted me here. Isn't this a bit of a mean greeting? While I'm feeling frustrated with this, Minazuki tosses a gun towards me. This grip. It's the same revolver as the one I kept when I was a detective.
It's your gun. Pick it up. You're a skilled marksman, no?
Is he a skilled marksman? Minazuki raises his katanas. The punk wants to test my strength? Fine. I click my tongue and pick up the revolver off the ground. Pisses me off that I have to listen to this brat, but I have a feeling things will be a bigger pain if I refuse to fight. I take in the comfort of the familiar grip in my hand and turn to Minazuki.
Are you sure you want to give me this? I'm the suspect in a murder case, you know.
That's fine. Come at me, as if you wish to kill me.
Wow, someone's confident. Okay, don't mind if I do.
I just love murder so much. Do you imagine if fucking Sho died right here?
Finally!
Okay, I have never played as Adachi.
Something like this?
And
You won't hit me! This What?
dogged persist.
That's actually a really cool attack.
Piss me off.
What?
You're an
You won't hit me!
What? It's
getting into
This won't be that easy.
my face! Why not just...
I like how he has a gun and I can't figure out how to shoot it.
Why not...
Not bad. The opponent's still standing.
You can't
Stamina is low enough for an awakening.
Let's get to work. Go!
He doesn't even have a bullet
Unfortunate.
count.
Better luck next
How
time.
the fuck does he work? The eccentric police dick. That's a pretty good name for Adachi. I feel uplifted for the first time in a while. Minazuki's power was something. Definitely wasn't the standard keep-it-clean style of fighting. Sure, I beat him, but he probably wasn't taking me seriously. In fact, Minazuki's pretty nonchalant while he looks at me, but he seems satisfied.
You're quite skilled. I find your defeat incomprehensible.
Look who's talking. You look like you've got lots more energy to spare, too.
You didn't even fire a bullet.
Indeed, I was only testing you. I wanted to see if you would be of any use. I'm going to create his world. For that, I require your assistance.
His world? Huh. Now I'm a little interested. Tell me more.
Come to think of it, he said his before too, so he's got another ally? Just in case, I sneak my revolver behind my back and reload the cylinder. Oh, he didn't have any bullets.
This is what that boy wishes for. I intend on destroying
Wait.
this world.
Were we given a not loaded revolver, or... But then... No, but then where did Adachi get the bullets? Okay.
The world is filled with deception. Those within it prattle about friendship and bonds, yet they trample over others in the dark without a care. There is no value in such a world. What must be done is to eliminate everything within it.
That's got my interest. Truth to tell, you're probably right. This world's all about useless, shallow, so-called friendships. And yeah, I think it's irritating too. I mean, hey, I gave destroying everything a shot once too.
That's only half true. Bonds, friendship, helping one another. There are a lot of people who flaunt all this nice-sounding talk, but those same people will try to cut others off when they're attacked or in pain, right? In the end, it's just what humans have to rely on each other in order to live, but far too many dumbasses misunderstand that and try to make it more meaningful than it really is. That's why I really understand where this guy's coming from. It'd be nice if you could erase this shitty world just like a magic trick. At least, that's what I used
You
to
gained
think.
a power beyond humans. Do you remember that time?
Power beyond humans? Huh. You mean that thing? What do you want with it?
I intend to summon that power. But It needs to be tamed.
Minasaki's eyes waver like red flames. I see. Looks like he's been given powers, just like me.
For that, I require your assistance. You will cooperate with me. You have no choice in this.
Minazaki points his katana at me again. With my power, I didn't have much control. I was taken over by some mysterious force and had no memory of it. He poked around my personal file, but he's missing the most important part. I guess he's just some brat after all. He can't do it. His research.
Come on, you're not giving me a say here. And about this taming thing, that's all up to you. What does it have to do with me? If you want my help, I guess I'll cooperate with you as best I can.
As best as you can. Very well. You have another role as well.
What? There's more?
Persona users. I will gather them and make them fight. You will also participate in this.
Huh? That sounds like a real pain. I mean, why are you making them fight?
To be honest, I really don't want to get involved in this, but the right choice is to act like I'm interested and get as much information out of this kid as possible. Is Adachi actually the smartest character in this game? Because it seems like Adachi is the smartest character in this game. Depending on how things go, this guy might become a hindrance to me. I'll decide how to make my move once I've heard what he has to say. After I make an interested face, he surprisingly tells me the full outline of his plan. He's going to gather shadows until he has a giant collection of them, like a pile of sculpting clay. Using that as a vessel, he plans to summon what he called power beyond the bounds of man to inhabit it. But in order to pacify such a powerful being, he apparently needs persona fragments that are created when persona users use powers on one another. So we thought up the idea of creating a one-on-one tournament between persona users, calling it the P1 Climax. Plus, he's made some exact duplicates of people out of shadows in order to force them into fighting one another. I have to admit, he made an effort. In addition, he's already taken some persona users belonging to an organization called the Shadow Operatives hostage. He's definitely planned for this, though I don't really get the point of crucifying his captives with on those tacky crosses. Anyway, blah blah blah, I've been called in to help him collect the fragments to help him get a hold of that power with the giant shadow. It all sounds really stupid. He's fucking right. It all sounds pretty stupid, really, but Minazaki is deadly serious. He really intends to go through with this. How did he manage to come up with a plan that's such a convoluted pain in the ass? Maybe it's just because I haven't been around for a while, but I'm actually impressed at how ridiculous the scheme of his is. Adachi, no, you can't suddenly become likable.
I'll add the persona users of this town to the fight as
Insane
well.
what we're all thinking.
You understand, no? They were the opposition who shattered your previous ambitions. Have your revenge on them if you wish. Even if you do nothing, I will not complain.
Revenge, huh?
We will prepare the stage for you. You're free to destroy them if you so choose. The clashing of competing powers will give off persona fragments. This will advance our plans.
And if I refuse?
Then the murders which occur on foggy days will begin again.
I see. Well, can't let that happen.
I don't understand that threat, but okay. I never had a choice from the start, huh? Well, I didn't expect to just go home without having to do some kind of work, and after hearing this plan, I can't just sit there. I was thinking about what to do when I suddenly felt the ground shake a bit beneath us.
It's time. Here it comes.
Minazuki looks up into the sky and steers off into the distance suddenly.
What the huh?
The shaking grows so intense that I can barely stand, and the roof soars up into the sky. I fall to my knees and brace my hands on the ground, lost for words as I stare upwards. The sky has turned red like ink, staining a piece of paper, or an infection spreading across healthy flesh.
Man. Isn't this a little over the top?
Adachi's as done with this fucking game as I am. The shaking finally stopped, so I run to the edge of the roof, look down to the world from there, and gulp involuntarily. The town's covered in an eerie red mist. The sky, the moon, even the air itself is covered in red. It's the same color as Minazuki's eyes, as if to show me that everything is at his mercy.
Hey, is this? What the hell? Damn!
This is totally out there. My world is awesome. Dude, you're ADACHI, right? Did you see that just now? Did you? The world's all red! Well, better red than dead. Just kidding.
The young man who had been cool and calm just a moment ago is now jumping around like a little kid, an innocent brat playing with a new toy.
Whoa, hold on. What's with the wild mood swing?
What are you all surprised for? Oh, you were talking to him, huh? That kind of puts a damper on things.
Damn, just in case I take a look around, but we're the only ones here. The red-headed boy laughs merrily as I cock my head in
Well,
confusion.
that's fine. I'm Sho Minazuki. Welcome to my world, as I like to call it. I've heard about you. You hate this world too, right? Good for you, because it's all going away.
Huh. So, you're different from Minazuki-kun.
Ugh, you're still on this? Minazuki is him. I'm Sho. It's too much of a pain to explain it anymore. Just kidding.
Maybe he just doesn't care to keep talking, but Sho ends the conversation. Does he have split personalities? I've never met somebody who does before, but it's fairly common to hear about when you talk to cops about psych cases. Is it? Actually, I bet it is. It's a very uncommon disorder. It's actually super rare, but I have to imagine that people try to pretend they have it all the fucking time. Still, something doesn't seem right. I feel something different, some threatening madness from him. Well, that doesn't matter now. I just slumped my shoulders, fed up with the fact that I now have even more trouble to
But
deal
that
with.
aside, are you really any good to me? If you're totally weak after saying you'll help out, I don't need your bullshit. And if you really are like that, I'll seriously kill you.
I don't think I ever gave a clear yes or no yet. This is all so sudden, you know?
Huh? Are you an idiot? Cooperating lets you live. Refusing gets you killed. Get it? What moron would say no to that?
Those are some pretty extreme choices.
Enough going on and on in circles. I wouldn't mind destroying you, but he's telling me not to.
That means you're game to do this. You seem like you enjoy things that get bloody.
What's wrong with that? It goes gushing out like psh, right?
Sho answers without any hesitation. The type that has no self-awareness is the very worst. But the kid should... fucking pot kettle black, fucking ADACHI. The kid should be more careful, no matter how strong you are. Even if you think you've got control over a great power, if you let your guard down, you're gonna get your feet swept right out from under you.
Yeah, sure, I'll participate. I was getting bored, so this would probably be a good way to kill time. But I'll do this my way. I have my own rules, you know?
That's right, I have my own set of rules. I don't give two shits about this perfect world or his power. All this crap about getting revenge on kids we're mean about, or the fighting between Persona users doesn't matter to me either. They can do whatever they want. Things are different if they're going to start interfering with me. I don't want anyone getting in the way of my rules, no matter what.
Huh? Well, do what you want. I don't care if it's rules or roulettes, but if you try anything funny, I'll cast you out like that. I'll mount you up nice on the wall next to the investigation team. A dodgy-looking ADACHI. Just kidding.
Did Sho always speak exclusively in puns? I feel like he did it once or twice before, but I don't think it was this excessive. He laughs at his own lame joke, then his eyes suddenly glow red. He turns his piercing gaze on me.
But I'll be watching you, so you better not slack off. Got it?
You literally have given him no criteria. Everyone's like, don't slack off. Make sure to do the work. Also, I don't care if you do any work.
Well, I've got somewhere to be. So
Literally, you
do
could
what you
just
want
sit
from
on a
here.
bench and
See
wait it
ya.
out. Sho raises an arm as he gallantly leaves the roof. I consider attacking him from behind for a moment, but that's probably not a wise move, considering I don't know what his power is. Only idiots rush
Now
things.
then, how do I go about this?
I spin my revolver on my finger out of habit, then I look up into the red sky, a crimson shroud filling my line of sight. Ah, that brings back memories of being inside the TV last year. The first time I found myself inside the television, the days of being run-ragged to running around with Dojima-san, fighting kids inside the TV world. I thought I'd forgotten all that, but I guess not. They're not very pretty memories, but it would be a lie to say that those experiences didn't make me the man I am today. I'm hit by a fierce wind of nostalgia and close my eyes. The lump of steel in my hand seems extremely heavy. Holy shit, that's 32%. This might actually only be an hour. Well, that would be fucking heaven. Back inside the school building, I enter an arbitrary classroom and sit in a chair, yawning for the nth time today. Well, Minazaki, her show, told me to go fight Persona users, so first I need to go down. But back in the school, the hallways are even more complicated. The more I walk, the more dead ends I find. Here I was thinking of taking the opportunity to go in town and get some good sushi or barbecue box lunch, but those thoughts of sea urchin and cow tum come and go
What am I
fleetingly.
thinking? There's no way I'm going outside with the town like that.
I look out the window in the corner of my eye, and it's obvious the red fog has grown thicker than it was when I was
Sheesh.
up on the roof.
He's gonna make me his guest. He could at least have a GPS or something ready for me.
I rest my chin in my hands and complain in the open air. If only I could ditch all this goddamn troublesome tournament is over. But I can't do that this time around. I need to destroy Show's plan for my own sake, after all. I can't even call what I'm about to do a plan, but I've already decided what has to be done. I have to make contact with Persona users who will be invited here, and I need to lead them on so that they'll move in the right direction. But I can't break the illusion that I'm working with Show. Probably not an exaggeration to say that this red world is under his control. I'll have to be clever to move about without arousing his suspicion while it's still undermining his work. His work.
I guess I'll get going. Do I actually have to go look for those guys? What has he gotten me into?
I slowly get up from my chair as I'm grumbling. Why do school chairs always make your ass hurt if you sit in them for too long? Maybe that's better than having your seat kicked out from under you all the time, like in jail. I leave the classroom to find a runway-like hallway stretching out before me. I sigh at the dull scenery. I've come down pretty far looking from them, but I guess I still have ways to go.
What? You're serious? Is it possible for us to not know about a guy who sticks out that much?
I hear a familiar voice through the fog and stop. Could it be? I sneak ahead, keeping my ears open.
I did think from last time that the culprit would be someone with ties to Mitsuru-san. I still can't shake that theory.
Oh, maybe he transferred here. Or it could be his older brother's uniform.
Okay, so this does seem to be the P4 route, which is actually disappointing because the P3 route made more sense. There's no doubt about it. That's the Junes kid and the girl in the green tracks jacket. I didn't think I'd run into those guys so soon. I feel the corner of my mouth turn up at this unexpected bit of luck. Now that I know it's them, there's no need for me to hide. I approach them, making sure that my footsteps are loud on the hallway floor.
What is it?
Be on guard. Don't leave my side.
You're kidding me.
Hey guys, long time no see.
Are you serious? ADACHI-san.
Yeah, that's accurate. Just, what the fuck? When they see me, all three of them look shocked, as if I'd caught them on a hidden camera show. Heck, Yukun has his mouth wide open. Surprise, haha. I want to laugh my ass off right now, but I shouldn't be doing anything that could mess things up. I'll have to keep my contact with them
No
to
way.
a minimum.
Why is it Dachi-san?
Could he be a fake?
Huh? Fake? Oh, right. I forgot about that whole thing going on.
Why are you here?
Huh? Oh, well, I had intended on staying well behaved. But someone begged me to help out. And you know, I'm not the kind of guy who can say no to something like that.
How about? You mean that show guy?
Yosuke-kun scowls. Ah, so these guys already met Sho. That saved me the trouble of having to explain things.
Have you guys already met? Oh, man.
That doesn't matter. Don't tell me you're working with the culprit this time, too.
Well, what do you think?
Don't play dumb. If I don't like your answer, there'll be boot prints all over your face.
You don't wear boots. See, they've taken the bait, just as expected. They're so straightforward that it's almost stupid. Still, it's more convenient for me to say that I'm working for the other side.
Who cares about all that? Come on, aren't you kids in serious trouble right now? What with all the world ending and all?
So you are!
You guys really like sticking your heads into dangerous situations, don't you? You don't gain anything in life from doing that, you know?
I snicker contemptuously, and Yu-kun, who's been quiet up till now, glares at me with a complicated look on his face.
ADACHI-san, you said you would abide by the rules of this world. So why are you here?
Rules. Rules, eh?
That's right, I decided to follow the rules, so I might as well play along with these kids' idea. To them, I'm just an escaped convict. It'd be easier if I could just tell them what I've got in mind, but unfortunately being an adult is hard. Besides, I don't care what they think of me, as long as I can fill my objective. Since I'm not saying anything, Yu-kun steps towards me as if he can't hold himself back
Don't you
anymore.
understand how the real world is in trouble because of
Excuse
Sho?
me.
This isn't like the TV world, where only we were involved.
Oh, man. I see you never learn. The only reason I took that brat up on his invitation was because I was bored. All the questions about what he's after or what's gonna happen to this town, I don't give a damn about any of it.
What's he saying?
Adachi, you lousy!
Whoa, give me a break. I don't intend to get involved with kids like you anymore. Like, I bet you're honestly abiding by the rules here, because that's how you think.
The rules here.
Oh, Yu-kun looks serious. I take it this means that they don't know about the rules here yet. Meaning they don't know about persona fragments. I should give them a hint of the danger they're
You
facing.
know, the one-on-one stuff. You don't even know what's gonna happen because of that. Honestly, rats like you barely even think.
What's that supposed to mean?
Like I keep saying, if you keep fighting them on their own terms, it could bite you in the ass. I bet he's collected quite a lot of those persona fragments by now.
They finally realize something's up and trade worried looks with one another. What, were you just playing cops and robbers up till now? What kind of investigation team are you? Or like non-investigation team? Ugh, that was lame as one of Sho's jokes. As I'm lamenting the loss of my sense of humor, Yu-kun, who has his own worries, trembles and bites his lip.
Have we been inadvertently helping him?
Oh man, you really hadn't noticed? You need to get your act together.
The school building suddenly creaks loudly, like the howling of a beast. I instantly recognize it as the noise of countless shadows gathering at the top of the
What
tower.
was that just now?
Looks like there's no more time left. Earlier than I expected. Well, that's why I need to get going. Good luck to you, I guess. Oh, and your friends who got caught? They might be in trouble if you leave them be, you know?
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
It means just what it sounds like. Then again, I guess it might be impossible for just you three.
Wait!
I turn my back on them and disappear in the red fog. I hear Yosuke try to chase after me, only to run into an invisible wall. They already had 4 red pillars around them. That means they can't leave without winning the battles that they're gonna face.
I guess that's enough for now. Well, go on and do your best, investigation team.
I quietly mutter at the kids behind me. Looks like Sho's plans are coming along faster than I figured. Doesn't look like I have much time to slack off. I might even have to hurry. Outside the hallway windows, I see the shadows collecting here and there, floating in the sky like shreds of paper. Still, shadows blowing around like trash, the surreality of the situation makes me laugh. Hey, 42%! Almost halfway! So this is gonna be about 2 hours, it looks like. After leaving Yukun in the hall, I've been walking around the school building in search of other Persona users. The shadows and Persona fragments are building up at a surprising rate. Perhaps I'm feeling a little worried as the fog thickens with the passage of time. Because I was walking faster than usual, I was able to come across a new area quickly. Just in case anything happens, I keep my gun in my hand. I slowly slide the door open with my other hand. Beyond the door is a room with an eerie light pouring in, and Sho is sitting on a coffin. All he's doing is staring at a giant clock looming at the back of the room. When he notices me, he slowly turns my direction. Is there any fucking reason that this room looks exactly like Tartarus? There's no real connection to Tartarus that any of these characters have, and there's no connection between Kagetsuchi and Tartarus.
Huh? Oh, it's just you.
Hey there. Looks like it's going well. Getting plenty of Persona fragments, huh?
Yeah, it's going so well, I'm bored as shit. I want to see them cry and groan and pain and all that good stuff. Actually, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and go take them apart.
Well, there's no need to rush. After all, they can't leave this place.
Huh? Well, yeah. I'm getting so bored. I should just go take out a couple of them.
Whoa, hold on there. There's no need to get hasty when the plan's going so well, right? It'd be easier to just sit back and wait.
What are you talking so big for? Want me to stick my sword through your ears?
With that, Sho slowly draws one of his katanas, then turns and stabs into the one of the coffins lying around. He keeps hacking at it without a word, as if scratching an itch. I take this bizarre action as a sign of his madness.
Ooh, scary. Can't you calm down a bit? You won't beat anyone like that. And you came to get me because you needed me, no? You sure it's a good idea to kill me just because I rub you the wrong way?
Cripes, what a wet blanket. Did you just come from a picnic out in the rain or something? Don't get the wrong idea. That guy has nothing to do with this. I can kill anyone I want if I feel like it.
With a sudden fury, he unsheaths his other sword and points it at my throat. Kill anyone if I feel like it, huh? Don't get cocky, you little asswipe.
Then go on ahead. It's easy, right? Have you actually killed anyone before?
This guy's really pissing me off.
Sho sheaths his sword with a sneer. I'd figured as much, but now it's clear he doesn't like people acting superior to him. They say people like him suffer from inferiority complexes, but I don't give a damn about his past. What's more important right now is... I take a quick glance at the exit out of the corners of my eyes. All the sneaking around is really bugging me. They think they're hiding, but I can see their shadows on the floor. Those kids from the investigation team are as inept as ever. I move around to keep Sho from noticing them, and I walk towards him.
There's no need to fight. Once it descends, after all, the world's going to totally disappear. Why spend your time dealing with them, you know? Just ignore those kids.
That's not the problem. I look at those guys, and I can't stop gagging. They just herd together like best buds. I don't know why they're so full of themselves. It makes me want to beat the shit out of them. Get them to cry like babies. You get me? Do you?
Yosuke, Chie, get back!
Damn, I guess he did notice. Sho reaches behind his back and pulls out a knife, then throws it at them. He just owned a knife? The knife fails to reach them, though, and thuds into the ground at their feet.
You're so lame. Such a frickin' irritating bunch. I hate to even look at you. I just want to see you completely destroyed.
His anger-fueled shout echoes throughout the warped room. Figuring that it's useless to hide any longer, Yukun and his little friend step into the room. Damn it, I didn't want them to meet Sho any more than absolutely necessary. My plans have changed a little, but I can't help that. I think it's best if I play spectator
Show
for a
me,
while.
Nazuki. What are you planning?
Huh? Weren't you listening? I'm gonna get rid of all you disgusting pests and make this a world I can stand to live in. What?
Don't be ridiculous. That won't help anybody but you.
Yeah? So what? Of course it only helps me. I'm saying you're disgusting, so you should all just die.
This isn't funny anymore. You're totally nuts. Are you saying that nothing else matters as long as you're satisfied?
Aha! Well, duh! Friends, bonds,
You worthless pests aren't accomplishing anything but licking each other's wounds. Shitty pests in this shitty world have no goddamn call to give me their shitty lectures. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get rid of every shred of everything.
You really are a piece of shit that's not worth saving. You've got no right to do that.
The world will be much quieter soon. Just like here, a wonderful place where there's no one else. It's all for me.
You know, his world sounds really fucking boring if you think about it. Like, what the fuck is he gonna do with his time? Like, first off, there would be no form of entertainment, right? Because there would be nothing to produce the entertainment. But also, on a side note, shows like Hobbies seem to be like, oh, I love stabbing and killing things. If there's nothing to stab and kill, what the fuck is he gonna do? His plan is completely asinine on every level. The only time I'm going to destroy the world plans make sense is if you're not intending to survive the destruction.
What? A world with no one else?
Ugh, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Just hurry up and get smashed to pieces, you shitty pests!
There he goes again. Is this that youth anger I hear in the news? My, so scary. Sho explodes in anger and pulls out his katanas again with a menacing look on his face. He's just way too willing to hurt people. I may as well try to stop him, even though it's probably not going to do any good.
Whoa, what are you getting all worked up for? You really shouldn't do that.
And you shut up too, you piece of shit! Come get me, I'll beat the life out of you. You'll be begging for mercy!
God, Sho is so fucking lame. The red pillars in the corner of the room immediately shine as Sho takes his combat stance. I've seen that posture before, but I can tell it's not like anything like kids playing at being samurai. That's a killer style, developed to take down the enemy with certainty.
I can't believe our town is such a mess because of that guy. There's no way I'm sitting back and letting it happen.
I'm with you. We'll show you with our own fists how strong you can be when you have something to protect.
You don't use your fists.
Show strong. Don't let your guard down.
And then Chie beat the fuck out of him.
You little...
It was Sho who fell to the ground at the end of the tense clash. The red pillars shatter, signaling that the battle has been decided. I didn't expect this. Sho holds one hand to his chest in pain while he gasps, kneeling on the ground. From my perspective, as a spectator, Sho was just as strong as his opponent. No, he was better in every way. Sho was faster, stronger, focused on his opponent's weaknesses, so why did he lose? Well, duh, it's pretty obvious. The answer's simple. Persona. Sho didn't use a persona a single time during the fight. That means he doesn't have the power to use one. I didn't know that before, so learning this is a big plus for me. The other personality, Minazuki, used a persona. Kinda weird since they're the same body, but they say that persona come from the power of the mind, so I guess it makes sense that one of them might be able to use one while the other can't.
What did I tell ya?
Excuse me.
This is because you kept using those weird powers. You got all puffed up because of someone else's gift.
Whoops, I accidentally spoke my mind in front of Sho. Quickly cover my mouth, then know you, Kun watching me, still in his fighting stance. Guess it's only natural they'd be wary of me, but damn.
Are we fighting you next, ADACHI-san?
Huh? Oh man, don't be ridiculous. Why would I do something that hard?
Hard? Aren't you supposed to be on Sho's side?
Sho's side? Give me a break. Come on. Isn't there someone else besides me you should be worrying about?
Someone we should worry about.
That's right, this isn't over yet. The troublesome thing about Sho is the fact that Minazuki's there too, and Yu doesn't know about him yet. If Sho's been beaten, he's not just gonna lie there and take it. This saves me the trouble of having to explain everything myself, but it's no good for me if they happen to get killed. Am I gonna have to babysit these kids myself? And there he is. The instant Minazuki sets up, a reddish-black shadow appears behind him and attacks the investigation team. The tables are quickly turned, and soon Minazuki got the kids cornered.
Let's end this.
The two personas come together violently, but it's clear that Yu-kun's at a big disadvantage.
Get a grip, damn it. You're gonna get yourself killed at this rate.
that happens, my plan would have been all for nothing. I have absolutely no interest in what happens between those two brats, but I can't let them get killed. Just when I thought it was time for me to lend them a hand.
Persona! Persona!
Yeah! Best girl! Two personas appear from the red fog and attack Minazuki simultaneously. Minazuki's persona is stunned and its relentless attack stops.
Yukun! Senpai, are you alright?
Yeah.
If Naoto Shirogane and some other girl I don't know who's carrying a giant axe, they've come running in and Minazuki sighs.
More imbeciles. It seems deploying doppelgangers made from shadows wasn't enough.
Don't move. Get away from Yukun, or I won't show any mercy!
No need for histrionics. I'll concede now without them. Though, should I at least get rid of Narukami first?
Minazuki points his blade at the kneeling Yukun. Unlike Sho, Minazuki would be able to kill Yukun like he was squishing a bug. He can't be underestimated. I'm actually gonna have to stop him this time. I walk to the center of the room, placing myself between the two.
Sounds like a bad plan. Haven't you ever heard the saying, the cornered stag is most dangerous? I don't think you have time or energy to waste.
No. Why are you here?
Naoto's eyes widen with surprise over seeing me, and then... The school building begins to creak again. The shaking is longer and more intense than when I was on the roof, meaning that the power Minazuki's collecting is coming closer. It seems things were progressing a lot faster than I thought they would.
Whoa! What is this shaking?
It's begun. I'll be taking my leave. All that's left is to see this through.
Oh, yawn.
Hey, hold it!
When Minazuki turns his back to leave, the other kids surround him to prevent his escape. But Minazuki doesn't show any sign of panic. In fact, he gives them a mocking sneer.
You truly love to swarm, don't you? You find your strength by herding together. But there are enough persona fragments now. I have no need to deal with you anymore.
What is this? My legs.
This again.
It only takes an instant. The moment Minazuki's eyes glow red, the air shakes and the kids in front of me suddenly stop, as if chained down. Seeing that confirms my suspicions. Minazuki's capable of using his persona to control others. He used this power to control that detective in the interrogation room.
For text. I've been relying on this borrowed power too much. But now is not the time to hold back.
Minazuki spares one last glance at Yukun and group and runs off into the fog. The other kids are frozen like statues and can only watch him disappear. I'm free to do anything, but there's no point in me chasing after Minazuki, so I just let him go. Once Minazuki's gone, Yukun's group is released from whatever hold is over them and they fall to the ground. Perhaps that was pretty hard for them. They seem to be in a lot of pain. But before they can even catch their breath, the sound of footsteps approaches through the fog. A beauty in skin-tight black catsuit shows up.
I'll take over from here. Let's begin. Bring on the ring!
When the lady yells out, red pillars reappear in the corners of the room, and the invisible walls lock into place. Being stuck again seems to confuse the kids, and the situation is out of their depth.
Mitsuru-san?
No, that's a fake.
Where's Minazuki?
He's gone already. Hey, not to butt in, but don't you think you're in over your heads a little this time? Didn't you see his power? You're up against more than just that brat.
I shout to them from beyond the invisible walls. There's no time for them to figure out this stuff on their own. Just get to it already. It's with a bit of annoyance that I continue
don't you think
on.
it's a little late? He said he has all the persona fragments he needs. So all that's left is to summon that thing, and then jam the fragments he's gathered into...
As I say that, a rapier swings right in front of my nose. I blink in surprise and see a few strands of my hair falling right in front of my eyes like in a comic. She may be a hottie, but I don't need a chick swinging sharp objects in my face.
That might have hurt. What was that for?
You speak too much, imbecile. Should I deal with you instead?
Whoa, no way! Where'd you get that idea? All right then. I did try to warn you guys.
I've said enough already. Even the stupid investigation team should get it by now, right? I don't know, they're pretty stupid. I turn my back on them and quickly leave the classroom. If they've realized Show's plans, they should be heading to the top of the tower. At the peak, they'll find countless shadows, the persona fragments, and that power. The pieces are all there. Then again, it'll take them some time to get out of that barrier. There's even a possibility they might not make it to the top.
Seriously, give me a break.
Either way, I've got to disrupt Show's plan somehow. Pat my jacket to reassure myself that my gun is still holstered at waist and run up to the stairway leading to the top of the tower. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and make a bathroom break. 56%. Wow, really? Only halfway? Okay. So yeah, about 2 hours, like I said. If I try really hard, I can see the ending and where I am. So, I guess we're getting pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back. Alright, and I'm back. I'm sure in good shape considering I've never exercised while I was in jail. I wonder if it's thanks to that bland health food. As I climb to the top of the tower through the fog, I come to an open area. Looks like this is my goal. Looking up through the powerful winds, the gathered shadows swirl around the top of the tower, giving off sinister power.
Oh, it's totally red. I wasn't ready for this.
Nope, that pun was just awful. Shake my head and look up at the cloud of shadows swirling around the sky. The whirling storm sucks in one shadow after another like a tornado. I gulp at the sight up
The
close.
things a bright can dream up are scary. Wouldn't stand a chance if you got swallowed up in this. I guess Show's scheme is a huge success so far.
In the middle of the red fog is a clear object the size of a person, giving off the light as it floats. Oh, that's only person-sized? Oh, I thought it was so much bigger. I see, so that's all the fragments he kept shaving off from the persona users. The red-haired kid is standing next to it. As I stay low and watch, it looks like he hasn't noticed me. The kids were tricked into helping him collect the persona fragments under the guise of the P1 climax. Well, after all this intense battle, staying alive has been impressive. I think they deserve some praise there.
It would be a problem if anyone died here, after all.
My goal here is to keep anyone from becoming a victim. That's all there is to it.
That's just something I can't allow. Sorry, but that's why I'm gonna have to gum up the works, by whatever means necessary.
I draw my maybe you shouldn't be saying this out loud. Draw my pistol and aim at the red-haired man through the fog. Show's looking at the giant shadow with an expression of rapture. Maybe he's too busy with his new world. He's not even looking this way. Well, that's convenient for me. I slowly thumb back the hammer of my revolver. People may not know this about me, but I'm actually pretty confident with my aim. I was always the top of my class in pistol training at the academy. Oh, interesting. I take aim at the persona fragments in front of Show. Well, maybe it's too big to be called. I don't know why you didn't just shoot Show. If he shoots Show, this will probably be over. If I can break that thing, Show's plan is done for. I've only got one chance. That's okay. I can't miss from here. Concentrate, put my finger on the trigger.
What?
Did I hit it? I'm sure I got it, but the persona fragments didn't break. The impact of the bullet was only enough to crack it slightly.
One shot wasn't enough.
I'll have to get another shot in. I quickly aim at the crack in the crystal, but just as I'm about to pull the trigger.
Hey, Adachi, what the hell are you doing?
Did a shot Show. Show stands in front of me with a look of rage. He found me. Frontal assault is the absolute last thing I wanted to do, but I guess I can't help that now. I doubt he'd believe me if I told him my finger slips.
Did I ever say I was going to cooperate with you?
Actually, you didn't.
You goddamn son of a... I'll destroy you!
Adachi should win this fight easy.
Final. Fight!
Bastard! Go, bastard! Bullshit! How the bastard my face! Still up!
Goodbye!
Are
You pissed off.
you won't hit me, bastard! Bullshit!
You won't hit me.
How the bastard my face!
Let's get to work.
No!
Right there.
I won, but it's more like Cho just got tired of fighting and gave up. I was hurt pretty badly, but Sho must have used a lot of stamina in that battle. Okay, alright. Sho's like weirdly strong for a human, I guess. I sit down on Sho's chest to keep him pinned.
Bastard! What's this about? Were you planning to betray me from the start? What an ungrateful little prick!
Sho glares at me, seething. He must be really pissed. I can feel him trembling under
Didn't
me.
I say? I told you I was gonna do whatever I want.
You cocky dipshit. Don't think that you've won. You must be seriously stupid to defy me. That's why you lost to them, you goddamn stupid moronic idiot!
Ugh, all this yapping is hurting my ears. How many times do you have to call me a moron, you moron? Press the muzzle of my pistol against Sho's jaws to shut him up.
You actually have the nerve to say that to me. You're the one who got all cocky and started a fighting tournament. Haven't you had your fun? Because there's no way a brat like you could control that kind of power. You really should just say you're sorry to everyone and go back home like a good little boy, you know?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! The hell are you mocking me for? I'll kill you! Get off me! I can do this! What's wrong with doing things because I can? Want me to skewer you from your jaw straight through your skull?
Doing it because you can, huh? You know, watching you really irritates me.
It's like seeing myself last year. Seriously, it's irritating. The persona fragments is only a few meters away. I recock my pistol while holding Sho down. Take aim at the small target half hidden in the red fog. This will end all of it. This is a really hard shot. In a blink of my eye, my view flips upside down. Sho, who had been under my control just a moment ago, is now sitting on top of me. Shoot, Sho's got that power too? I don't have any control over my own body, and I just lay on the ground like a ragdoll. Sho's eyes glow a burning red in his fury.
I'll kill you, Adachi. I'll crush you into pulp so no one will know what you even looked like!
He's gonna burn through... So that's why he wasn't able to use Kagetsuchi's power on you. He burned it all just to punch Adachi? Wow, what a fucking waste of resources. Sho really had no hopes of ever actually succeeding. The brat begins punching me in the face. I can taste blood from a cut lip. My head rocks with the impact of each hit. There's some power he has. Huh. If I'm still thinking that, I still have some life in me.
You bastard. What are you thinking? You know how important this thing is. Are you trying to ruin my plan?
If he wanted to kill me, he could have just picked up his sword and do me in with a single slash. Instead, he gets on top of me and starts pounding. Not letting me off so easy? Lucky for me, his rage is getting the better of him. Once a brat, always a brat. Sure, this hurts, but if my luck keeps up, I might just survive this.
That's what I said. I tried to destroy those Persona fragments by striking when I saw the chance.
You worthless vermin. I knew you weren't worth shit. But to think you were biding your time for this. Well...
Oh, this isn't good. Things are going black. I don't even feel much pain anymore. I'm on the verge of passing out. Sho doesn't hesitate to give me another kick. Don't they teach kids the meaning of the word moderation in schools anymore? That's right, he might actually kill me.
You really pissed me off, you piece of shit. Well, you were nothing but trash I was only planning to use from the start! Ha!
I nearly black out after that intense blow, but I managed to hang in there. Maybe he got tired of hitting me. Sho gets up, picks up the sword, and looks down at me mockingly.
Just for curiosity's sake, how are you planning to use me?
Yeah, this was not a great plan.
I think you're misunderstanding me. You know the whole taming business? I wasn't planning to rely on your knowledge to begin with, moron. All I need is your persona. I was gonna rip off your persona, turn it into a shadow, slam it into the gathered shadows, and presto! Adachi's part is done.
He's gonna turn my persona into a shadow and fuse it with the shadows he was collecting? I don't have a clue what he's talking about. As I lie there confused, Sho holds his stomach and laughs merrily.
Ooh, I love that stupid look on your face. It's so great. I'm gonna let you in on some more secrets. Seems like the power left in you interferes with the thing I'm planning to absorb. I guess that power beyond humanity clashes with each other? But when that happens, that thing won't be at its full strength. So if you think about it the other way around, using your power stops that thing from doing whatever it wants, and then I get to tame it!
So in order to control the power he was going for, he has to counter it with even more power, huh? This is a very stupid plan. I think I see a flaw in that reasoning, but given that we're talking about a power surpassing the realm of man, here, logic might be going out the window.
Once everything was ready and I cut up the rest of them, I was gonna kill you slow. Still, I at least gave you the chance to have some fun, you piece of shit. I was gonna let your crap slide until I showed you the end of the world you never got to achieve. Why not? Right?
Don't think we're the same, you little brat.
What? What was that?
You think the whole world hates you just because someone didn't treat you right. You're nothing but a little kid throwing a tantrum. You know, I seriously hate this world. Don't put me in the same shoes as a half-assed brat like you. Please?
You're so finished, you bastard. I'll kill you just like you want.
Sure, I'm lame. Whatever. But you don't know yet, do you? Those guys don't play around. You better be prepared.
Die, you piece of shit.
Sho slowly unsheaths a sword and lays it across my throat. The touch of cold steel against my neck gives me goosebumps. Ah, this situation's gone foobar. If my own corpse ends up hanging from a telephone pole somewhere, it's gonna make last year's case even more complicated. If that happens, all the work I've done will go down the drain. Not only will my rules be taken away from me, but if the investigation into last year's case gets dropped, there'll be nothing left for me. That was the experience that defines who I am now. I can't allow it all to become a lie. The katana gleams red in the moonlight when Sho raises high into the air, and then...
Stop it, Sho!
The impact I expect doesn't come. Slowly open my eyes to see Yukun holding Sho back.
You're early.
I do have to say that
Way
this
to
does
ruin
make
the
sense for the
moment.
Adachi ending, but it is kind of lame because the Lapras ending makes so much more sense. Yu frowns, not understanding what's going on. He seems confused that Sho and I are at odds. It's not like I need him to sympathize with me. I don't need his pity, but I don't want to be misunderstood
Just to
either.
be clear, I didn't do it for you guys. I just wanted to set things right for myself.
I know, you're not that type of person.
A look of relief spreads across Yu's face. Seriously, kid, you're a dope. If I die now, the investigation would have to start from scratch. Thinking about happening pissed me off, that's all.
You're such a know-it-all. It's not very attractive.
I try to mock him, but talking hurts too much, and thanks to Sho beating the crap out of me, everything's getting cloudy again. I've done this much on my own. It's your turn to stop him, team leader. I can't even say those words, but that's what I'm thinking. It's then that I lose consciousness. How is there a 74% done? Like, how is there not more done? We're at the end of the game. There can only be, like, one more scene with ADACHI. The rest must just be all text. First thing I see when coming to is Yukun fighting a giant monster. The creature is made of countless shadows moving a giant hole. It's wraithed in flames intense enough to scorch the entire world. That's what I'd call the end of the world.
Going up against a monster like that's gonna be impossible. Even for you, Kun.
The situation looks bleak, but on a closer look, Yu doesn't look like he's losing. In fact, he's positively overflowing with energy, though it's beyond me where it's coming from. Could that be what all those bonds and friend stuff is about? But either way, he's dealing with that power that surpasses the realm of man. He's injured it, but without a way to deal a definitive end blow, the fight's at a stalemate.
What power is this? How can one human's power alone be enough to best me?
You know, Kagutsuchi, that's what holds you back. The power I wield. The power we wield. It will never succumb to someone like you!
Silence, pest! I will not lose! I am stronger than anything!
Pardon. The monster lets out an immense roar and raises its humongous arm, aiming to destroy the ground Yukun is standing on. The tower isn't going to take much more abuse. What with all this shaking, not even a Persona user could survive a fall from here. He's seriously a pain in the ass. I quickly summon my Persona, Magatsu Izanagi, and attack the monster from behind while it's busy with Yukun. Rend it, Magatsu Izanagi. My Persona's blade, covered in blackish red flame, strikes the monster's arm and knocks it away.
Adachi-san?
What are you doing? I set everything up perfect for you, and you still didn't finish it off before I woke up.
Still, at this rate, there's no telling if he'll have the stamina to keep going. The monster might even make a comeback. But if I keeps distracted, there might be an opening to finish it off. Fine, I'll play along a little.
I can't let you take all the glory. Stay back and rest a while. You'll need to save your strength.
I know Yukun can be a space case sometimes, but it looks like he understands what I'm getting at. Not bad, kid. I'll allow myself a small stir as I look up the giant body hanging down from the red sky. The monster glares directly at me, its murderous intent piercing me like a gimlet.
Hey, how's it going? According to Shokun, the power left in me doesn't sit well with you, huh?
You imbecile! How dare you intrude and have the nerve to stand before me!
The giant body, its massive arms, its stern jaw, flames spewing along the entire length of it. Damn, that's scary. Yukun's got a grade A moron to try and take this thing on. I don't think there's anything in the world I want to protect strong enough to face this thing. But you know, being this deep in this shit is kind of exciting. Fine, I'll take a stand. Not for anyone else. I stand for myself. I'm trembling with the exhilaration building up in my heart and the fear of what I'm about to do, but I can't hold back a sardonic grin as I shout at the face in the sky.
Ugly sucker you are. Come at me. I'll play with ya!
Okay, so this does diverge from the Yu timeline. So, I don't fucking
I'll save
know.
the questions for later.
Somehow I am not shocked that I have to fucking fight Titan.
You won't hit me. You won't hit me. How about that? Disappear. Let's get to work. Goodbye. You won't hit me.
Start going on the attack?
You won't hit me. You won't hit me. Here. You won't hit me. Here.
You can still do it.
You won't hit. Here. Let's get to work. Here.
Here's
You won't hit. You won't hit. You won't hit me. Live. Eat it. Right there. You won't hit me. Fall. My face. Right there. Eat it. Here. What? You won't hit me. Goodbye.
Oh my god, I actually beat it first try.
That was a superb victory.
I guess Adachi is, like, uniquely designed to fight him. Or I just get better every time. I don't fucking know. My body is hot, and I feel like I'm burning up. Just breathing hurts my worn throat. The relentless blaze scorching me. I'm half expecting to collapse into a pile of ashes at any moment.
I guess this is the best I can do with my powers.
I was thinking that maybe I could finish him off, but I'm just too exhausted. It's all I can do to stand on my own 2 feet.
Such impudence from insignificant pests!
Even worse, it looks like my battle was for nothing. Though I wounded it, the monster roars as it stiffens up.
Adachi-san!
From a fair bit away, Yukun is watching me with a look of surprise and bewilderment. It's not the same look he had last year when he confronted me in the TV. There's no hostility in his face, no caution in his eyes. I see nothing in his expression but concern for me.
Hey,
It's
what
annoying.
are you spacing out for? I don't have time to waste either. So let's hurry up and put it into this!
Right.
Alright, now's our chance. I give Yukun the sign, and he answers with a nod. A power I've never felt before begins boiling up from the depths of my body. The 2 Izanagis, one dark, one light, resonate. Our power merged together to become one giant force inside the two of us. I take that strength, revel in it, just for a moment, and then we unleash it all at Hino Kagetsuchi.
Izanagi!
Nagatsu Izanagi!
It turns into a big, dumb sword! We were both given the same power, but his evolved down a different path than mine had. I can tell that I've only grown stronger since the last time I saw him. That it's only grown stronger since the last time I saw him. And while that power pulls at me, I can feel it squeezing me dry. The torrent of power becomes a giant sword that pierces Hino Kagetsuchi, and its body
It's
shatters
over,
into
Hino
pieces.
Kagetsuchi. Time for a monster like you to head on home!
God, the fucking giant sword is so stupid.
Impossible! How could I fall to this trickery of fans?
As it screams its death cry, the monster body crumbles into bits. The flame coating its body flares up one last time.
Serves you right.
Now it's over. The tension that had kept me wound so tightly reaches its breaking point and snaps. I can only briefly see the floor rushing up towards me as I collapse to the ground, and then everything is blackness. %89%. Okay, so the last fight has to be over, so this is all dialogue. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of dialogue. When I come to, I'm lying face down in that part of the TV world where those old TV sets are stacked around like blocks. I don't remember how I got here after fighting that monster. But one thing's for sure, we annihilated that monster from the world, and there wasn't a single victim created by this entire incident. As long as that's a fact, I don't care about the rest. I fulfilled my objective. I managed to sit up and look around. Sho's lying on his back on the floor. Yukun is looking at me as if he wants to say something.
Man, what a pain. I had no intentions of seeing you guys ever again, you know?
I finally figured out why you came here, Adachi-san.
That kid talks like he knows me. Don't go making a relieved face like that. I purposely ignore him and walk over to Sho, slap him on the cheek.
You took a pretty bad beating, too.
Sho opens his eyes slightly and groans in pain. Looks like he's awake, but he doesn't have the energy to move. The madness and intense murderous intent are both gone. All he does is breathe. Huh, well, looking at him like that, he's no different from your average kid. I remember when I was in the same condition as him. He reminds me of
That's
myself
why I
just a
told
little.
you that power can't be controlled.
Is it all over?
I don't think it's all over yet. Those nosy kids pushed your reset button before it was too late.
When I look over at you, his eyes go around in surprise. Oh, come on. You didn't know it? No wonder he's enjoying his youth so much. He doesn't realize all the important things going on around him.
Well,
Idiot.
that's fine with me. A kid should enjoy doing what he wants. Just don't drag me into it. But now's the only time you get to do that, you know? Once you go out into the real world, there's really nothing great about it.
Shows like me, a man consumed by power, but he's still got plenty of chances to start over. He'll find that out, whether he likes it or not. The connections between people are also chains. They brought me nothing but trouble. So I can understand why Sho would want to push that crap as far away from him as possible. But the troublesome thing is that once you start making connections with other people, they start winding their way around you before you notice it. Even when you're suffering from weakness and pain, they just don't hold back. But depending on how you handle it, it can create possibilities for you. In other words, whether you make use of those connections or let them go to waste is all on you. Plus,
In other words, you can't just run and hide in this world. It doesn't let you off the hook that easily.
this entire route is just a fucking, like, scared straight thing that Adachi is doing for Sho. He's like, hey kid, don't be like me. You don't want to go to prison.
Well then, it's about time I head back. If your friends show up, they'll only start yapping about some annoying drivel again.
Adachi-san, you're going back, right?
What's that supposed to mean? Did you think I'd run away like in some Hollywood drama?
No, that's not what I meant.
I just want to do my time quietly. I really don't want to get wrapped up in something like this ever again.
I spit that at him as I stick my head into one of the TVs stacked up here. As I'm about to shove myself the rest of the way in, I hear a voice.
Please, wait!
The desperation in Yu's voice startles me. My heart skips a beat. I can't help but pull myself back out. Being caught off guard like this surprises me, but like hell I'm gonna let him know that. I decide to play things off as normally as I
Don't
can.
yell like that! You startled me! So, you still have business with me?
Dojima-san said, I'll go see you once things have been settled.
Oh, give me a break! If Dojima-san shows up, I'll get yelled at even in lockup!
I can already see it in my mind, and I make a face. Seeing that Yukun laughs, that punk.
Maybe so. Adachi-san, good luck.
He just called me back just to say that? Good luck? My luck's none of your business, seriously. He's still the same annoying brat I knew from before.
Dumbass.
I load all the venom I can muster into throwing that word at Yu's way. I don't know what face he makes when he heard it. I've already stuck my head into the TV, saying my farewells to this world for good. I love that there wasn't actually that much venom in the line read. I don't know if that was a voice direction issue or if it was intentional. I'm going back to follow my own path. This time, I'm gonna make sure I won't be seeing them again. I slowly close my eyes to that strangely pleasant feeling of familiar laziness. %. Oh shit, the Adachi epilogue. Here we go. There's that fucking sky again.
The prosecution's been settled.
I can't believe that they made 2 versions of this, one for day and one for night. It's been a few months since the P1 climax bullshit. The prosecution's case finally rested in the middle of the summer, and I was transferred to the detention center. Going to the court means that there's a possibility that I'll get the maximum penalty under the law, but instead of worrying about that, I'm more relieved that those troublesome days are finally over. Maximum penalty under the law in Japan for 2 murders is probably execution.
Man, my road until now seemed
Japan's
long
one of the
and short
few
at the
first
same
world
time.
countries that has execution. I think the only other country other than America. Don't quote me on that. Last year I lost at my own game. Having to put up this shitty world, one day I suddenly given a special power. That was when my game started. I had lousy human relationships, a boring job, and was part of a corrupt society. If I could destroy it all, I could remake the world in the way I wanted. And I'll admit, I enjoyed the game, as if trying to fill my own empty heart. Even the pressure of the unknown creeping up on me gave me the ultimate thrill. But eventually I lost to the brats from the investigation team and was arrested as the serial killer who had terrorized Inaba. Game over. After it was all over, the only things I had left were my experiences and my rules. All games have rules, of course, and once I was caught, I decided that I'd follow the rules of this reality to atone for my sins, and confessed everything to the police. And yet, if some mysterious corpse who had died of unknown causes was found hanging somewhere, they'd declare the case open again and start suspecting that the true killer was still on the loose. If that happened, it would mess up the rules I'd set for myself. I'm not going to stand for that, that's all. Because of the recent commotion, by how I was mysteriously gravely injured while in custody, means that my incarceration is going to be even longer while they try to figure out what happened. Those idiots who keep coming up for psych evaluations are just about tearing their hair out too. Keep telling them I'm going to follow the rules of this world, so they should take things a little easier on me, right? Seriously, the people in charge of this are so hard-headed that it's a pain in the ass.
Then again, it doesn't change the fact that I'm bored. I wonder if the way things were before would have been less dull.
Throw myself into the moldy-smelling tatami mat in my cell and yawn loudly. Just as I'm drifting off into the escape of sleep, I hear footsteps approaching in the hall.
You have a visitor.
What? Must be Dojima-san.
I roll my eyes and groan inwardly. Just as Yukun had said, the instant my indictment was completed, I got a letter from Dojima saying that he'd be coming to see me. What timing? Dojima-san was waiting for me to be moved to the main detention center, and I feel
Why would he want to see me after all this? He really is nosy.
This is so awkward. I thought I'd cut any ties between me and Dojima-san the moment I was arrested.
You gonna see him or not?
This is why I hate him.
Stand up without a word to the guard. Refusing wouldn't do any good. I of all people know how persistent he can be. Squint in the harsh light outside the door where Dojima-san's waiting for me.
Hey. Have you fattened up a bit since the last time I saw you?
Well, life in lockup is much easier than your grueling training.
Did I really just hear you say that?
This is just a nice image. Dojima-san laughs at my taunt. I can't stop myself from smiling either, and I look down quietly so that he doesn't notice. I threw our connection away, but it came back. I cut it out, but it wouldn't stay cut. The bonds between people really are troublesome. And yet, somewhere inside me, I can't help but feel a little relieved at the way things turned out. I guess having a bond like this isn't so bad. I think that to myself, but I accidentally murmur it out loud, too. The sound slipping away seems to be lost among the calls of cicadas outside the window. The end. I actually have to say, ADACHI's DLC was actually pretty good. It gives another perspective on the P4 route, and I wouldn't say it, develops Adachi, what it really does is it kind of, helps, it gives a little bit of an arc to Adachi. It doesn't conclude the arc, but it puts him on a sort of route to redemption. Maybe not redemption is the right word. It kind of puts him on a route to, reconciliation, I suppose. He's getting there. It's kind of like what they did with Ichinose. It's interesting. It was also, relatively short, snappy. There was some contradictions from the other routes because this is fucking P4AU, and I mean, what the fuck do you want from me? A fucking course we can't just get one definitive route? That would be too much to ask for. But yeah, overall, not bad. It hardly redeems the whole game. I like that there was a lot of dialogue in it, so I didn't have to fucking read a bunch, which was a massive fucking problem with P3. Excuse me. I don't know, just an interesting add-on. ADACHI also acts as an interesting foil to show, so it's like, God, it really does seem like the game should have been anyone but you, right? Like, ADACHI is an interesting foil to show, fucking Lapras is an interesting foil to show, you is the most boring, nothing character to go up against Sho. They have nothing in common. Like, ADACHI and Sho have similar personalities and goals, whereas Lapras have similar backstories. So it creates this, like, more interesting dynamic with the character. And let's be clear, Sho is really shitty and lame. Like, he's like the lamest villain in all of Persona. So, you need someone who can play with him, like ADACHI or Sho, and Yu just does not do it. So, I don't know. It was okay. I think the ending was kind of interesting. He's getting the fucking chair. But yeah. You know, it showed the epilogue shot, and and when you hovered over the epilogue, it showed the blue sky, which is sort of a motif for the whole thing. But ADACHI's didn't have a blue sky. I would say that there's symbolism behind that, but let's be honest, this game isn't good enough to have symbolism. Oh, Adachi's style's weird. He owns a gun, but I never figured out how to shoot the gun. He doesn't even have to have bullets like Naoto does. It's really fucking strange. P1 Climax, all staff, Persona 4 The Ultimax. What? One of the words in the background is just suplex. Suplex. Hold. Ultra suplex hold. Is this Persona 4 The Ultimax? Ultra Suplex. Oh my god, Persona 4 The Ultimax Ultra Suplex Hold?
This program was brought to you by the following sponsors.
That fucking sums this game up, doesn't it? Oh, we're done. 100%. That took 10 fucking streams. Oh my god. This is the longest fucking playthrough since Final Fantasy VII. Alright, I'm gonna move it over and then we can add this game to the list. What I think I'm gonna do for this is I'm going to... I'm going to do Ultimax, including both routes and the P4A Story Mode DLC and episode of ADACHI. So this is I'm not splitting them up because I only played one game. I know it's a little weird, but this is just going to be an amalgamation of all of them together for this rating. Okay, so we should be resynced. Alright, so where do we put Ultimax? The worst Persona game. Alright, so let's see. So, real quick, let's go over this. The P4 route, the P4A story mode was a fucking confused mess. It was fucking told terribly, but it had a relatively interesting story with Lapras, who is absolutely an amazing character, and it kind of starts to set up an arc for Elizabeth. So, the story of P4A, pretty good. The actual, the actual execution, fucking dog shit. Alright. P4 Ultimax, P4 story, right? P4 story sets up a bland villain. The fucking nothing is interesting. They have this dumb, Risei gains combat abilities. It's okay. It's portrayed better, but it's a lot less effective and less interesting. P3 story sets Lapras up as the foil against Sho, who makes more sense. So there's more interesting dynamic going on with Lapras versus Sho. The problem is it pulls up the bad portrayal habits that P3 had, that P4A had. So even though it should be the best part of the game, it turns into the worst part of the game. It's just so verbose and unnecessary and repetitive. It's terrible. Then episode of Adachi comes in, gives Sho an actual foil, is a lot cleaner, a lot punchier, not a lot of gameplay. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but I probably should be upset that this is about all I got. I gotta turn off the Velvet Room because it looks fucking dumb. There you go. But yeah, so there we go. So the totality of this means that there is some redeeming features, but overall, this is kind of the worst Persona game. So, I don't think Lapras and Elizabeth save this game, is the problem. And even if we compare to Persona 1, the Sebek route is fucking terrible, but Snow Queen was pretty decent. So, just the redeeming features of Snow Queen, I think, kind of override how fucking shitty Sebek was, and kind of, even though it's good to see the characters and develop them and see how they're going and establish a lot of new lore that's really interesting, I think having interesting ideas and introducing interesting concepts isn't enough to overcome the fact that the game itself isn't interesting. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident in saying this is the worst Persona. Which is where we put the previous Persona. Yeah, I cannot in good faith put this above any of this stuff. Silent Hill 3, Dread Out. Yeah, it's probably worse than Dread Out. Worse than Legend of Zelda? Yeah, probably. Bloodborne? I can't in good conscience put this over Fist of the North Star. That game sucks. BioShock. Parasite Eve. Rule of Rose. Bard's Tale. It's better than Bard's Tale. It's better than Bard's Tale. Because there were redeeming features to it. The only redeeming feature of Bard's Tale was the fucking music. I think it's worse than Rule of Rose. I do. Again, having interesting ideas doesn't make for an interesting game. So I think spot 59, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. And we finally got there after 10 streams in a billion years. And there we go. That was my hospital recovery stream. First stream since getting back out of the hospital. Hopefully everyone had fun. There's no one that's watched this entire thing, but I don't care. Someone might be watching a VOD or something. Hopefully everyone had fun. I'm hoping to be back maybe Thursday or something. I don't know. Looks like the next thing up in the docket is going to be Pache's game request of Echo Knight 2 Lord of Nightmare pending technical difficulties. I'll see what I can do about this one. Get ready for me using a fucking walkthrough for this shit. Because we might not get the good ending if we don't use a walkthrough, because some of the ghosts are missable, and that's a real pain in my ass. But anyway, yeah. Hopefully everyone had a good time. I guess I'll see everyone next week, probably. I am definitely feeling better. I think I'm going to try and go for a run tonight, because I said that when I get better, I'm going to just, like, go for a run once a week, try and, keep my health up. So anyway, yeah. Sacrobolic, your Envoy of Hope. See you next time. Bye-bye.